It's a giant among coasters. A ride long anticipated. A triple world record-breaking roller coaster forever changing a park with an innovative past. On June 19, 2014, Six Flags Great America finally opens its newest and baddest roller coaster to date, Goliath. This revolutionary new coaster sets 3 unprecedented world records in drop height, drop steepness, and speed. Today, we talk to the individuals who made this ride possible, as well as the riders who will keep coming back for more, and discover how this ride came to be. From conception to announcement, construction, and then opening. Join us as we follow the journey and document the giant.
I don't even know where to start with this ride. This ride is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely a ride the park needed. This ride will put the park on the map, first and foremost. Goliath, in my opinion, is the best ride in the park. Definitely one of the best roller coasters I've ever ridden. Easily one of the smoothest. I mean, the ride makes soap look like sandpaper. It's unbelievably smooth. It's intense. All the elements are phenomenal, and I would say that the zero-G float is the best element I've ever experienced on a roller coaster, and I've ridden a lot of them.
I think it's the most amazing thing that I've seriously done at this park. I mean, I've done all the coasters and even like some of the past ones like Shockwave that are now gone, and this baby there's something about it that just makes it the sweetest thing. It's smooth, you're secure, you don't have to feel like you're gonna go dying and flying out. It's all that it's meant to be, all that it's made to be, and even more, just that drop. I mean, if American Eagle and Raging Bull had a baby, that would be it. This right now, as of right now, is my favorite ride in the park.
It's amazing. Just go.
I think initial impressions on the ride are pretty good, and that's to be expected, I think, with Rocky Mountain Construction. I've been on the Outlaw Run down in Silver Dollar City. We went down there and did a story on that when that opened. And what these guys do with wooden coasters, it's something that hasn't been done on wooden coasters before. It's an extremely smooth ride, Goliath. The inversions are not just inversions, but they're different inversions than I've ever felt on a coaster. That dive loop, when you go through there, you really get a lot of hang time, and then the zero-G stall is just something that's incredibly unique, incredibly special, and just a very odd, weird, great feeling on a roller coaster.
Ever since its conception in 1972, groundbreaking in 1974, and opening on May 29, 1976, Six Flags Great America, originally named Marriott's Great America, has long been known for adding unique, groundbreaking, and world-class roller coaster experiences. Some of these rides include Whizzer, a unique spiral lift roller coaster that opened with the park in 1976 as Willard's Whizzer. Since then, Whizzer has been recognized as an American Coaster Enthusiast roller coaster landmark in 2012 and has given millions of guests their first ever roller coaster ride. Whizzer still remains as the last operating Schwarzkopf Speed Racer roller coaster in North America. Batman the Ride, the world's first suspended outside looping roller coaster. Designed by Swiss firm Bolliger & Mabillard, or B&M, Batman has delighted well over 28 million riders since its opening in 1992. Batman was also recognized as an ace coaster landmark in 2005. Raging Bull, B&M's very first hybrid twister roller coaster. This 202-foot tall, 5,057-foot long, 73-mile-per-hour beast opened in 1999 as the last phase in the construction of the Southwest Territory area of the park, and was quickly named the most popular ride in the park. To this day, Raging Bull is still the tallest, fastest, and longest roller coaster in the park. And X-Flight, a unique wing coaster that has guests sitting on either side of the track with nothing above or below them. Opening in 2012, X-Flight has delighted guests with a unique experience, as well as bringing life back to a once dead area of the park. With these rides, Six Flags Great America has kept themselves on the edge of groundbreaking technology. However, how did its latest and greatest giant come to be? (1985). The world's first and only intimate space dive debuts. When Z-Force opened, it featured 6 head-over-heels dives, as well as an upward spiral at 540 degrees. It rose 86 feet into the air and was the most unique-looking ride in the park at that time. Several modifications had to be made to the location in order to accommodate Z-Force, including shifting the Fairgrounds Junction train station farther to the south and moving the Whirligig Swing Ride to Yankee Harbor. However, after only 3 seasons, Z-Force was removed in 1987, and the area would sit vacant until the new era arose with Iron Wolf. The Space Age stand-up coaster debuted on April 28, 1990 as the first coaster designed by Bolliger and Mabillard. Opening as the world's tallest and fastest stand-up roller coaster, Iron Wolf rose 100 feet into the air and hit a top speed of 55 miles per hour. The ride would also take guests through 2 inversions and a total track length of 2,900 feet. But despite all that, as well as an appearance in the 1994 film Richie Rich, the park thought it was time to move on. On August 5th, 2011, Six Flags Great America announced Iron Wolf's departure. The stand-up coaster sent its last train at Great America on September 5th, 2011, but was relocated to Six Flags America to be named Apocalypse and opened in 2012. But once Iron Wolf was removed, many coaster fans were left speculating what was yet to come for the plot of land.
At that time when Iron Wolf went out, it wasn't planned yet. Considering the space, I think the idea was that we would be putting a coaster in. So knowing that the space that was available would accommodate a roller coaster, it just wasn't clear as to when that would be.
But while the area wasn't being occupied by a coaster, the park still managed to find ways to keep the area in use by transforming it into Fun Haven, a rundown and haunted amusement park walkthrough featuring old rides, ride vehicles, and characters installed for Fright Fest 2012. Lasting for only 1 season, Fun Haven would act as the second half of the Deadline, a haunted train ride starting at the Hometown Square train station and ending near the site of Fun Haven.
And you know, when we were deciding what to do with this site, when the Iron Wolf coaster actually went to our sister park in Maryland, it takes a very unique design. It takes a very unique coaster to fit into that area.
However, in the early summer of 2013, the park hit the drawing boards once again, but this time to bring life back to the former site of Z-Force, Iron Wolf, and Fun Haven, as well as create a new iconic attraction that would put the park back on the map. For this project, the park went to one of the hottest manufacturers in the industry to design and construct the ride, Rocky Mountain Construction, famous for rides such as Outlaw Run and New Texas Giant.
When we came in to look at the area to see if we could make a ride fit, they liked the idea of having a station 20 foot in the air.
Alan and Fred and I all came out here and they showed us this blank slate, wanted to see what we could do with it. They were a little concerned about the size of the site, wondering if we could do something grand enough.
What we had to do here was fit this within the confines of the small site. So we had to figure out a way to get all the elements into this small site.
We had an idea for how big of a ride we wanted to fit, and I made some promises that I had to figure out how to keep.
Through reusing an existing station, queue, and exit ramp, the design was conceived. Through using Topper Track, one of the 2 tracks made by Rocky Mountain Construction, the ride itself would feature several notable elements. A 45-degree lift hill reaching 165 feet into the air. An 85-degree first drop, dropping into a 15-foot tunnel for a total drop length of 180 feet. A 125-foot tall overbank turn. A -G airtime hill. A dive loop. A first of its kind 0G stall. And a final overbank leading into the brake run. Shortly after, plans were finalized, and online speculation would stay to a minimum until August 1st, 2013, when it all started with a thud. The Follow the Journey teaser campaign was introduced to give clues and get guests excited for the 2014 edition. The teasers would be posted once a week and followed a park employee named David as he went to search for clues of what was to come for 2014. However, within the campaign, David would always seem to get caught trying to follow the journey, containing clues from things such as numerous phrases, security camera names and numbers, different locations inside the park, and even world record papers. Fans of Great America managed to find several exciting clues about Great America 2014. As a result, online forums went insane with speculation on what was to come. However, the largest clues came with a Village of Gurney board meeting on August 21st. There, an audience of excited coaster enthusiasts filled the room and managed to get more and more information about the ride, as well as the coaster's layout.
When we got the first look at Hank Salemi's drawings and blueprints and everything that he had at the board meeting, everybody was photobombing and everything with that, and they were very gracious about that. The park was awesome about it.
Speculation occurred for one more week. Then, on August 29th, 2013, the park finally announced the 2014 capital that would change the park forever. Announced at 4 o'clock a.m., Goliath became the largest attraction ever announced in the park's 38-year history. Goliath would soon take riders through a 90-second, 3,100-foot journey, breaking 3 world records, including the world's tallest wooden coaster drop at 180 feet, the world's steepest wooden coaster drop at 85 degrees, and the world's fastest wooden roller coaster at 72 miles per hour. Then, at 10 o'clock a.m. on August 29th, the park held a groundbreaking ceremony on the grounds of the coaster to be. In attendance were park management, news broadcasters, and coaster enthusiasts. It was there that it was confirmed. Goliath would be the second ground-up coaster manufactured by Rocky Mountain Construction. Joining its 3 wooden coaster predecessors at the park, American Eagle, the world's tallest, fastest, and longest racing wooden coaster, opened in 1981. Viper, a Cyclone-style coaster, which opened in 1995, known as the only coaster ever built directly by Six Flags Incorporated. And Little Dipper, a coaster formerly located at Kittyland in Melrose Park, Illinois, which opened in 1950, but was auctioned off to Great America shortly after Kittyland's closing in 2009 to open in the park in 2010. Goliath would give Six Flags Great America the most wooden roller coaster track at a single park in the world upon completion, with a total of 16,558 feet.
It's just another one to hang our hats on, and we're known for innovation, we're known for unique rides, for firsts in the industry.
Following the groundbreaking, construction for the ride went into high gear immediately by removing minimal seating from the nearby Wilderness Theater, as well as one of the 6 picnic pavilions in the picnic grove. The coaster would be able to perfectly nestle into the site. With site preparations occurring till the end of the 2013 season, footers would be installed shortly after the off-season began. On Saturday, November 30th, 2013, Goliath finally went vertical, as the first few pieces of wood were lifted into the air. Construction would continue rapidly throughout the winter, despite the notably harsh winter conditions.
This is probably the worst winter we've had in the last 25 years. I mean, it slowed up quite a bit, the construction, but Rocky Mountain worked through the whole winter. They missed what I believe was only 2 scheduled days of work through the whole winter, but even when they were working, they couldn't work at 100%. They had to keep coming down off the ride, warming up, going back on, so things got delayed just because of the weather.
In order to keep guests excited and in the loop over the off-season, the park created a short YouTube series entitled Goliath Insider. In the videos, public relations and marketing supervisor David would take viewers on a tour of the construction site, showing off the progress made in between each video. With a new video posted every other week, Goliath Insider was able to gain viewership quickly and kept enthusiasts talking about the latest progress.
Well, one of the it's amazing. We built it like we did to make it fit into the wood coaster look. We had to build it because we had such a small site that there wasn't room enough to build the large wide wood structure. So basically, out of necessity, we've come up with a new lift hill idea. So and it's turned out great.
On February 22nd, 2014, Six Flags Great America released the final concept renderings for Goliath. Most notable about the final renderings was that it featured a new steel superstructure lift hill in place of the traditional style wood lift hill, making the ride look much more intimidating. As the days started getting closer and closer to opening, Goliath construction continued, with the steel superstructure as the last part of the ride to be installed. The park was looking at a late May opening. Goliath was topped off on May 16th, with track work being completed shortly after. But, due to the harsh winter, the park would not be able to meet its original opening date.
Especially in this crazy winter that we had, to see these guys out here in these just horrible elements, incredibly low temperatures, and to see them working and to get so close to that date they wanted to open, just a few weeks off, considering how bad the winter was, I thought was pretty good.
However, testing began on May 31st, 2014, and a June 18th media day, with the June 19th general public opening was announced shortly after. A few weeks later, Media Day had come around, and it was the moment of truth for everyone involved in the project of Goliath.
I'd just like to welcome all of you to our Goliath media event here today. We're so excited about this coaster. It's a cutting-edge, innovative roller coaster like none we've ever seen at Six Flags Great America. I know you have heard that it actually sets 3 world records for wooden roller coasters.
24 riders per train board Goliath in 12 rows, seated 2 across. A quick turn out of the station leads the train to the lift hill. Ascending up the giant's 165-foot tall lift hill, riders incline at 45 degrees, with amazing views of the park and surrounding area. Once at the top, the train whips over the hill into the 85-degree drop, 180 feet down into a tunnel, reaching a top speed of 72 miles per hour. A 125-foot tall overbank switches the direction of the train. A quick airtime hill leads into the transition for the dive loop. Speeding through the wood, the train travels through the toothpick-like dive loop structure and into the zero-G stall, and into the tunnel once again. A smaller overbank, then a straight shot into the coaster's brake run, completing the coaster's breathtaking 90-second journey.
Even though the opening of the ride is delayed, there's been so much hype for this ride. Being a record breaker, breaking three records, being the tallest, fastest, steepest roller coaster on Earth, you're going to see people. When people ride the ride, I mean, despite the records, they're going to be blown away by it. It's smooth as glass, it's fast, it's intense, it's action-packed, start to finish. There's not a bad inch of this ride. Every single inch of this track is phenomenal.
With its official public opening on Thursday, June 19th, 2014, Goliath has received amazing reviews and has been said to now be many guests' favorite ride in the park. From the first drop to the zero-G stall, every rider has had their favorite element on Goliath.
The drop.
I gotta say the zero-G roll probably is my favorite.
Probably the zero-G stall and the drop.
I think the best element of the ride is definitely the zero-G stall. And I know it's a little bit cliche to say because that's what everybody is saying. But it's something that I've never really felt on a coaster before. Just to hang upside down for that long and to not feel disoriented or dizzy or out of sorts. It's just a really nice, fun, exhilarating feeling in that stall. It's a really cool element.
The zero-G stall is definitely the favorite. Mostly the thrill factor in riding it, but also just the intimidation factor and what people look at when they're looking from the ground.
Favorite part of Goliath would probably be the Raven turn, just because it's unique. We haven't done anything like that in the past.
I think the Raven turn is only because it's, well, not only, but it's a unique element and it's something I haven't ridden before, so I like the Raven turn at the far end down there.
The area that we're standing in, there were a number of improvements that took place here. There's a snack stand called Wolf's Den that's now been replaced for a brand new snack cart that's there. We've added a new walk-through retail shop called Thrill Seekers, which is you come off the ride, you'll exit through that shop.
Despite Goliath only being open for a short amount of time, the management team at Six Flags Great America keeps looking forward into the future to discover what the next step for the park will be.
We are absolutely going to do one thing, I promise you that, is we're going to talk to our guests. And we're going to find out what our guests really want to see, and we're going to do our very best to deliver. So where we're going to go from here is to continue to add the most exciting shows and rides and attractions we possibly can, really letting our guests tell us what they want to see, and we're going to do our best to deliver.
I think we like to have balance. You know, that this is unique for us a little bit, that we put an X-Flight 2 years ago to follow up with another coaster just 2 years later. You like to balance the thrill product, the family product, with water park. So I think in the next 5 years, it's probably what we'll see is a bit of balance. You know, it is. We have a couple of ideas for some projects down the road, but yeah, it is. You always like to find the balance for all the guests that are coming to the park. You know, so to have something for everyone, and that's what the proud part of Six Flags and what we offer to this market.
And in the case of Rocky Mountain Construction,
Right now we're building a 40,000 square foot facility. We're in an 18,000 square foot facility along with an office building. So we're more than doubling our space. So we're going to be able to increase our capacity for track output. We're also expanding our machine shop for car output. We're just trying to be able to put out more rides per year.
We have Wildfire. We have new ideas. We're going to develop new, different products. It's been an amazing run. It's been an amazing run. That's all I can say.
3 world records, 1 coaster, 1 park, 1 plot of land, hundreds of thousands of riders, 2 companies, and remarkable past and futures. Goliath, the newest and baddest coaster of Six Flags Great America, has put the park back on the map.
You know, back in the day, we used to compete to break records. Guess what? We're back in the game. Anybody that wants to try to top this record, good luck. It's going to be a tough one.
It's not just a large coaster on a small site. It's an advanced piece of roller coaster technology at a world-class park that has been, and forever will be, known for innovation.